This is a 1978 Moto Guzzi Lemans Series 1. Yeah, they started in 76 and ended in 78. Picked this up, let's see, about within the last year. I think it was last fall. And bought it locally from a guy who bought it from a guy who rode the hell out of it. I think that the guy that the original owner or what, he put probably 35,000 miles on this thing. And in addition to putting those miles on there, he did some work on it. I think it had dual headlights on it because when I got it, it had 2 headlight jacks wired up to it. So I figured he had dual headlights on it so he could cruise a little better on it. He put a Lucas Rita aftermarket ignition on it too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's right down here. When I got it, it was just hanging. It was just hanging there, and maybe he didn't put it all together and didn't finish it up. But I had to finish it up. You can tell the mileage on the forks too. There's somewhere on it some very light pitting on them. The brake calipers were switched around. And I figured he did that in order to get some type of different feel on the brakes. Maybe that was something that was happening then. He just, when I ended up getting it, it had sat for a long time. As you can tell from that plate, it's a 1994 Taos, New Mexico plate. For some reason, I think I saw this bike or read about it in Taos years back. In fact, I even thought about getting it then. If this is that bike in Taos, it may not be. But it was, though it was kind of put together, it wasn't put together. Things were just hanging on it, just there basically. And I had to work it. The fairing wasn't on there. As you can tell, it's an aftermarket brake, or front brake caliper. Well, not caliper, excuse me. Just front brake, basically, with the master cylinder. The original one was corroded beyond repair, and I guess I could have gotten a replacement one, but I thought, no, I know this Yamaha master cylinder is pretty good. So I went ahead and put it on. I had to rebuild the rear master cylinder. I sent it away to a place in back east, and he bored it out, did a great job. And after I bored it out, I hooked it up, pressured up well, no leaks, not bad job at all. I'd use that guy again. I can't remember his name though. I should look at it. Anyway, this is kind of where it is after I spent a lot of time on it, a lot of cussing, and a lot of gnashing of teeth. I rode it the other day. It's an interesting ride. I'm not, again, you've seen my prior videos, I'm not into lean forward type bikes, and this is kind of awfully long reach. But that's what it is. It's kind of heavy with those narrow clip-ons, but those are the stock clip-ons. It's just interesting bike. Most of it is original, but there are bits here and there like the shocks and maybe even the forks, because the top of the forks don't look like the regular top of the fork tube nuts that I've seen in pictures, but most of it is pretty much original. I'm going to try to go on and start it up and do a quick ride. Even if it's warm outside, you got to turn on the choke levers or the richners, and then I pump it a couple times. enrichers have a different sound that's going through the carburetor, the velocity stacks of the carburetor. More of a sucking sound. But even with the boosters off, you can really hear the air going through the velocity stacks. I'm just going to do a quick run up and down. Kind of give an idea of what it's like. It's a little long for me. Really have to lean into it. But I love the way you get a side torque on this thing when you give it a little bit of throttle, just like a BMW. Hard to get neutral sometimes. It's kind of the old, kind of a clunky clutch on it, clunky shifting. Old school, basically. But you gotta admire it for what it was. I guess what it is still. It's still kind of classic. A little different ride. The electrical switches were a little different. But it's a fun little bike. Another one that is worth rescuing. See how it goes from here. Take care.